Hi, this is Mato. Welcome to my online chess lecture. In this video I will show you a game between Wenjun and Nana Dzagnidze. This is a game from the Grand Prix chess tournament played in Lausanne in 2020. Wenjun had white pieces and she started with d4. Nana Dzagnidze played knight to f6, c4, e6, knight to f3, d5, the queen's gambit, knight to c3, c6, the Semi-Slav defense. Bishop to g5, knight from b to d7, white to move. e3 is the most played move. Wenjun played c takes on d5. e takes on d5, queen to c2. Bishop to e7, e3. Dzagnidze castled kingside. Bishop to d3, rook to e8. h3 controlling g4 square. Knight to f8, bishop to f4. Knight to g6, bishop to g3, bishop to d6, and the dark square bishops were exchanged. Bishop takes on d6, queen takes on d6. White to move, and white has a choice of castling. Would you castle kingside or queenside? To make the game more exciting, Wenjun castled queenside. b5, and both players have a standard plan, and that is a pawn storm. Black will make the pawn storm on the queen side and white on the king side. a5, g5, who is going to be faster? The knight is under attack. What is the best square for the knight? Instead of moving the knight, Dzagnidze played b4. Knight to a4, but now the knight can go to e4. Rook to g1, black to move. What is the best square for the black light square bishop? And this is not a trick question. Dzagnidze played bishop to a6, why not? Bishop takes on a6, rook takes bishop, king to b1, the c file may open soon. Rook to a7, and that is the idea. Rook to c7 and then c5. h4, rook to c7, h5, knight to f8, knight to h4, queen to e6, f3, knight to d6, rook to e1, knight to d7, rook to e2, c5, this move was waiting to be played. d takes on c5, rook from e to c8, g6, knight takes on c5, g takes on h7 check, king to h8, knight takes on c5, rook takes on c5, attacking the queen. Black is under control of the only open file. Black is standing better. Queen to d3, queen to f6, queen to d4, offering to trade queens, and the offer was accepted. Queen takes queen, pawn takes queen, rook to c4, rook to d1, rook from 4 to c7, rook to g1, king takes pawn on h7, rook from e to g2, f6, rook to e2, a4, rook to e6, knight to c4, rook to e2. Let's take it back. If knight to f5, then black wins just like this. Knight to d2 check, king to a1, rook to c1 check, rook takes rook, rook takes rook, checkmate. Back to our game. After knight to c4 we have rook to e2, knight to d6, rook to e6, knight to c4, rook to e2. Black to move. Choices, choices. Dzagnidze can repeat the position and have a draw against the world champion. Or she can try to go for a full point. How would you go for a full point? What is the best move for black in this position? Dzagnidze played a3, going for a full point. b takes on a3, b takes on a3, and the white king is now even more exposed. Knight to g6, let's take it back. If knight to f5, then rook to b8 check, and after king to a1, rook to b2. Black is standing better. Back to our game. Knight to g6, knight to d6, knight to f4, knight to f5, knight to e6, rook to b8 check, king to a1, rook to e7, pinning the knight, rook to b1, rook from b to e8, the pressure is on the knight, rook from b to e1, king to h6, knight to f4, and the heavy pieces were exchanged. King takes on h5, And we have reached a very interesting endgame. Black is a pawn up and has more active king. How relevant is that? The game continued. King to b1 intending king to c2 and maybe king to b3. Knight to e3, controlling c2 square. King to c1, g5, king to d2, knight to c4, check. King to d3, king to h4, knight to c3, knight to b6, knight to b5, king to g3, king to e2, f5, knight takes on a3. And the material is now equal, but black is standing better. Do you agree? White king is tied up in defending the pawn on f3. The game continued. f4, knight to c2, knight to a4, a3. Let's take it back. If knight to b4, then knight to c3 check, and after king to f1, the king takes on f3, winning the game. Back to our game. So in this position we have a3, knight to c3 check, king to d3, attacking the knight. What is the best square for the knight? This is perhaps the most interesting moment of the game. Black has two main choices. One is knight to b5 and another one is giving up the knight and playing king takes on f3, creating a passed pawn on the g file. How would you continue? Would you play knight to b5 or king takes pawn going for a full point? Dzagnidze did her calculations and bravely captured the pawn. Let's take it back. Knight to b5 is not a bad move, but then a4, and after knight to a7, king to e2 defending the pawn. Back to our game. So we have king takes on f3, king takes knight, black to move. Dzagnidze had to see this move when she decided to sacrifice the knight. Which move? White has only one move that gives a full point. And that is it g4 or king to e2? King to e2, this is the best move. Let's take it back. If g4, then king to d2, and after g3, knight to e1 check, and the game would probably end in a draw. After king to f2, knight to d3 check, and then king to f3 is the best move, and then check again. Happy to repeat the position. Back to our game. King to e2, the best move. Knight to b4, f3, knight to d3. Let's take it back. If knight takes on d5, then f2, and black wins. Back to our game. In this position, knight to d3, g4, knight to f4 check, king to e1, knight to d3 check, king to f1, knight to e5, threatening to take the pawn on g4, and if the pawn is pushed, the knight takes pawn on f3. What now? Dzagnidze played g3, knight takes on f3, g2, king to b4, and now king to f2 attacking the knight, knight to g5, black to move, passed pawns should be pushed, true, false, true, but no rush. If pawn is pushed, knight to h3, check, white wins. Back to our game. King to g3, king to c5, and now pawn to g1, queen. King takes on d5. In this position, Wenjun could have resigned, because the white pawns are not advanced enough to pose a problem for the black queen. But she continued playing. Black to move, queen to h1 check, king to d6, king to f4, knight to e6, king to e4, d5, queen to h2 check, king to c6, king to e5, knight to c7, queen to c2 check, king to d7, queen to a4 check, king to e7, queen to a3 check, king to d7, queen to d6 check, king to e7. Black played the move and white resigned, and the move is queen to e7, Wenjun resigned. If king to b7, then king to d6, and black wins, and let's go back. If in this position king to b8, then one line goes like this, King to d6, knight to b5 check, king takes pawn on d5, knight to a7, queen to d8 check, king to b7, king to c5, knight to c8, queen to d7 check, king to b8, king to b5, knight to a7 check, king to a6, knight to c8, black to move and to checkmate in one, and the move is queen to b7 checkmate. Dzagnidze didn't win because Wenjun played poorly. She won by playing brilliantly. What do you think of this game? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now.